afternoon. We welcome you in. It's the Patrick Netherton Show right here on 1130. The Tiger. Indeed, everybody. What's up? How we doing? How's your mom and them? How we feeling? Everybody feeling good, I hope. We've had a little, the weather's been a little bit better. It hasn't been as gross out there, which is nice. So yeah, we're feeling good about life, right? Doing okay. Happy that you're with us. Hope that it's a good day for you. That's what we're hoping for. We're just hoping for a good day. It's going to be a good day for us here on the Patrick Netherton Show because we are going to talk to the brand new president of Northwestern State University, the head demon, named James Genovese. He was a former demon tennis player, was actually number one singles and doubles. So that's, it doesn't get higher than that. He also is was a Supreme Court justice in the state of Louisiana, and that obviously led to good things, and then now makes his way back to his alma mater. Has not been an administrator in higher ed before, so it's one of the things we're going to talk about, right? What is it? What are the challenges of coming in kind of, I don't want to say as an unknown, but sort of, in a different way. Not having been a vice president or whatever, most of the time those folks kind of work their way up to the presidency, but not this go around. So, we'll do that. That'll be at 1:30, bottom of the hour. We will talk to the new Northwestern State President, so definitely looking forward to that. And otherwise, we're talking a little sports, we're talking a little life. We're kind of doing what we do. It's just the par for the course here on the Patrick Netherton Show. It's how we operate. So we would love to hear from you, and we'll tell you about that in just a moment. Thought we weren't going to have a show here for a little bit. Was having a little stuff with mom this morning. Had just a normal checkup, and that led to some things, and luckily she's fine. Everything's okay. And but I thought for a second, man, we were maybe not going to have a show this afternoon, but everything's okay, and we are looking forward to the interview with Jimmy Genovese. I've not had a chance to meet him yet. The talk is that we may. We're obviously we're gonna have him at halftime, but we pre-tape all of our halftime interviews. So it's a matter of when we can sit down and chat with him and a couple other folks that we're planning on interviewing for our halftime show for football season. And of course, football season's right around the corner, just a couple of weeks before we're in it. This weekend we've got week 0 games. Then next week is the start of the regular season. And then right after that, we turn around and the home opener for Northwestern State. So my first game behind the mic will be coming up in really just a couple of weeks now when Northwestern State takes on Prairie View A&M. So we got all that happening, and love to hear from you. Very excited to have you with us, and I know with an interview at 1:30, I'm gonna have to be a little bit more time considerate in this go around, and I know Rogers appreciates that. So we'll be out a little bit earlier in this first segment so that we can get James Genovese on, the new president of Northwestern State. Rogers, the first question I got to ask him is, what do we call him? Right? Do we call him President? Do we call him Your Honor? Do we call him President, Your Honor? Do we call Your Honor President? I don't know. I don't know what Rogers, just don't call him late for dinner. You know what I mean? Hey, huh? No? All right. Okay. All right. Well, there's a couple of ways you can get in touch with the show. You can call us, if you like, on the Pearl Shreveport hotline. The Pearl Shreveport hotline is 318-RALLY-45, 318-725-5945. Coach O? No? Coach O's not here?
Hello.
Oh, there he is. Dang. Coach O off doing other things today. Not hanging out with us. Normally he's right on the ball, but apparently he's not. He's not feeling it today. I understand though. The weather's been kind of strange, so I get you might be under the weather a little bit. Yes. So there you go. We got Coach O. So you can call us on the Pearl Shreveport hotline. You can reach us via the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line. That number is 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426, also known as the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line. We're available in 3 different areas via streaming in 3 different spaces. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we're on Twitter/X. If you would like to find us on Facebook or YouTube, just look up The Patrick Netherton Show. You can search it that way, or you can go to facebook.com/Netherton Show or youtube.com/@Netherton Show. For some reason, YouTube adds a little @ symbol. I don't know why. But you can find us in that way. And if you do, we ask that you please, like, subscribe, all of that stuff. That would be really, really cool if you would do that. We're also available via Twitter/X. That though is on the personal page. That is on @PT Netherton. So @PT Netherton, if you would like to stream over on the Twitter/X, you can do that as well. We are available streaming in those locations. We're also available audio only. If you want to just tune in audio-wise, you can do that. And you do that via the app. And you find the app, search on either Google Play or your iTunes App Store for 1130 The Tiger. You can download the app, and you can listen to us in crystal clear HD audio. It's really a great way to tune in. We highly recommend you use the app. And that means we have to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, Rogers E. Hampton Jr.
Hey, boy.
Hi, man.
Hello.
What's up, my dude?
Got a few gremlins working today.
Oh, do we? We got some gremlins floating around?
Yeah, computer's running a little slow and not firing as soon as I hit it, so it's a little slow
I thought
today.
maybe just Coach O was kind of sleepy today.
Well, I think it's coming off that hooking up and tracking down show where they talk a little slower than everybody else, and country living's a little slower, so I think it kind of slowed down the old pooter.
I get you. The computer's like, well, hell,
we
ain't
that
moving
McCoys,
that fast
Eccles,
no
and
more.
Graff, man, they're a wild bunch,
Like,
boy.
We ain't moving that fast no more.
So I told him, I said, guys, y'all got to go on and
Y'all
get.
Y'all gonna get now.
Go get. It's time for the Patrick Netherton Show, so you guys need to go on
Y'all
and
gonna get. Now look, if
I don't care who
anybody,
you are. That's funny right there. Now.
Rogers, if anybody has heard "gon' get" in their lives, it's probably those 3 guys.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
on a daily basis.
Yeah, y'all gonna get. Now get. You know they heard that. They were, Rogers staying too long in the fishing hole, right? They were.
Oh, absolutely.
After,
you got to go on get.
You're gonna get home.
Give somebody else a try.
That's right. You're gonna get. So I'm sure they have heard. They know exactly what to do when someone tells them to go and get. No doubt. How are you, my friend?
I'm all right. I'm here. It's hump
By
day.
the way, Hambone, I don't know if you saw last night, David Fry had a bases loaded triple to help the Guardians take down the Yankees in 12 innings. The Guardians ended up scoring 6, I believe, in the 12th. It was a 3-3 ball game. Fry came in as a pinch hitter and stayed in to DH, and ended up the game lasted so long he ended up going 1 for 4 after coming in as a pinch hitter. But the one was a bases clearing triple in the 12th that broke that game open and allowed the Guardians to pick up a big win on the road at the Yankees. And so pretty awesome stuff from David Fry. And so pretty excited about that. But everything all right otherwise, Hambone, other than the computer running a little slow, having some gremlins?
Well, that's a handful, so that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough. And Hambone has big hands too, so if it's a handful for him, yeah, that's saying something. I mean, he doesn't have Jacob Hester. You know what? That's one thing I forgot to do, Rogers, was make Jacob Hester do the hand measurement while he was in town for GeekCon. I meant to do the old put your hand up against my hand thing. I thought about it. And then, of course, I thought about saying, put your hand in my hand, baby. Don't ever let go. Let the world around us just fall apart. Baby, we can make it if we're heart to heart. Thought about that, too. Rogers, you know what, Rogers? You don't need that today. You don't need my chicanery today. If you got gremlins going down in the computer system, you don't need me in here.
No, I really don't. I really don't. And we have a guest coming up.
That's
so
true.
We need to kind of at least be professional for the first 30 minutes.
We got to, kind of the second 30 minutes, I feel like we really have to be
part's up
professional.
to you.
Well, I'm just saying because he's coming on at 1:30, so I feel like from 1:30 to 2, I need to be on my best behavior. I got to get all my my nonsense out before 1:30 when he jumps on. But yeah, we're going to talk to the new Northwestern State President, Jimmy Genovese, coming up at the bottom of the hour. It's an interesting journey, right? He goes from playing tennis and being an undergrad at Northwestern. He graduates. He gets a law degree. He practices law for a while down in South Louisiana, Opelousas, down in that area. Then, his journey eventually takes him to the Louisiana Supreme Court, which is where he's been for the last several years. And ultimately, when Marcus Jones announced that he was going to resign and move into the Louisiana system as a vice president, the presidency opened up, and then it was just a matter of, okay, well, who wanted it? Northwestern State's got some challenges right now. Enrollment's declining, has declined for the last couple of years after it was at a high water mark of, I think, about 11,000 a couple of years ago. I think it's down around 8,000, 9,000 right now. So enrollment's been down. Athletics has kind of been hit or miss. We've seen some success from baseball. We've seen some success from men's basketball, obviously a couple of years ago with Corey Gibson. In his 1 year, football continues to be a struggle. They've not had a winning season in, 08, I think, was the last winning season, just a long time. They've had a couple of 500 seasons in there, but nothing above 500. And so it's just been a little bit of a struggle for Northwestern State. So I'm really legitimately curious, what the plan is, right? What is the thought process on how do you try to start steering the ship back in the right direction? You've got President Genovese was up here in Shreveport yesterday, visiting the nursing school, which is one of the best in the country. I mean, the Northwestern State Nursing School is as elite comes. So he was up here visiting them yesterday, and so I'm kind of curious what is the thought process, what is the plan to try to kind of get things turned around, not only over on the academic / administrative side, but also on the athletic side. We've seen a little bit more money invested. I think Kevin Bostien the athletic director, has done a really nice job of finding some new funding outlets, right? Because you can only hit the same folks up so many times to donate. And Natchitoches isn't a big town, and the alumni base, by and large, is not a super wealthy alumni base. Again, you have a lot of nurses, you have a lot of teachers. And so, these are not folks that are going to be sitting on millions, hundreds of millions of dollars to be able to donate back to the university. But, I think Kevin has done a really nice job of finding other people, other avenues of revenue generation. And you need to, absolutely need to. So, I'll be really curious to see kind of what the thought process is. And he's only been on the job a couple of weeks now. It's not like he's going to have all the answers. Plus, again, he's coming at it from, somewhat of an outsider's perspective of a an administrator who has not been in higher ed administration before. This is a guy who went through basically the law as as an attorney and then a judge and superior court judge and all that. So he's obviously super intelligent, knows what he's doing. But it'll be interesting to see kind of what that translates to in terms of where they go for on the administration side. So we're going to talk all about that. We'll also chit-chat about whatever else is on your mind. We got baseball heading down the stretch run. If you want to get into that, we mentioned the really nice win for Cleveland last night. David Fry with the 3-run triple, bases clearing triple that he had, and that was awesome. And then the Astros continue to play well. We can get into some of that. We've got WNBA, of course. We've got of course football is getting close. New Orleans, I should say. The Saints had an open practice at Yulman Stadium at Tulane, and the word was from Saints folks who would know, crowd was not great. There were people there, but not what you would have expected from the first opportunity to see the Saints live in person in New Orleans, because they've been out in California for training camp. And so the word is that there were definitely people there, but not maybe as many as you would have expected for the first opportunity to see the team in training camp. And is that a worrisome sign, right? Is that a sign of things to come? Is that a fan base that's mad at Dennis Allen, that he's still there, and Derek Carr? And I don't know what any of that means, but and again, the team looks promising, right? If Kubiak's offense is a shred of what the 49ers have been doing the last several years, which is where he came from, with the Kyle Shanahan tree. If his offense is 75% of what the 49ers have done, that's pretty good. And that means you're going to have some success. The defense looks really good, and obviously we know Dennis Allen is a terrific defensive coordinator. The real question is turning over the offense to Clint Kubiak, is that the answer for the New Orleans Saints? And obviously time will tell. The other thing we have to do is make sure we, as a sports media, fan, whatever, we have to make sure that we guard against the overreaction, which is so easy to do early in the year, right? It's you go out and get beat 38-10 in week 1. You're like, oh man, fire him now, right? Well, okay, hold off. Let's get through 4, 5, 6 weeks and kind of figure out what you are, because now with 17 games in the regular season, you have plenty of time to recover, plenty of time to get back to whatever you need to be. So, yeah, we'll see. All right, the show brought to you by the Pearl Shreveport and Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. You can reach us on the Pearl Shreveport hotline at 725-5945. You can text us on the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line, 657-0426. Coming up next, we'll chat with new Northwestern State President James Genovese. That is next on the Patrick Netherton Show.
Walking down the road, tell me how long you gonna stay here, Joe. Some people say this town don't look good in snow. You don't care, I know.
Are you ready to smell better naked? I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the OBGYN creator of Lumi, the whole body deodorant that's clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours on pits, feet, privates, and beyond. It's pH optimized to safely and effectively control odor anywhere you have it, but wish you didn't. Plus, it's proven to work better than a shower with soap alone. Whether you shower twice a day or 3 times a week, Lumi works better. And who doesn't want zero body odor? With over 200,000 5-star reviews, I'm so sure you're going to love it, or you can return it for free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code BETTER and get 15% off your first purchase with code BETTER, like the Lumi Starter Pack, Acidified Body Wash, or new Lumi Plus Sweat Control. That's LUME Deodorant.com, code BETTER for 15% off your first purchase. Love it or return it for free. That's LUME Deodorant.com, code BETTER to save 15% today.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a small Frosty for $1. And literally everyone is going. The car behind you, going to get a $1 Frosty. The car ahead of you, already had one, going for a second. The person who cut you off earlier, you guessed it, $1 Frosty. Maybe it's all a sign for you to go get one. Just don't cut anyone off. No one likes that person. The iconic Frosty for $1, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Not valid in a combo. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, California, and via third-party delivery.
Anything you want with Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, now offering heating and air conditioning too. The Greene Team for the best plumbing, heating, air, get it all. One team, 3 generations of local service. Bobby L. Greene, your home team, 6310235. We have it all.
You've heard a lot of remarkable things about the Pearl Restaurant, located at Fern and 70th. In addition to the incredible food and drinks, the Pearl is now open for dinner 7 days a week, plus lunch or brunch on the weekends. The bar opens at 3, the restaurant opens at 4 Monday through Thursday, and it opens at 11 a.m. all weekend long. Amazing Louisiana-style food with flavor profiles unlike anything you'll find in the state. A 47-foot bar serving signature cocktails, spirits, wine, and beer, an unrivaled selection of both raw and cooked oysters. Plus, the Pearl is serving up amazing old-school favorites like burgers and certified Angus steaks, dry-aged and rubbed in their special pearl dust. Both the burgers and steaks are Rogers Hampton approved, which is the most prestigious award that a food can receive. The Pearl Restaurant, 6871 Fern Avenue, right off East 70th. Whether you want an amazing lunch on the weekend or an elegant dinner any day of the week, the Pearl has you covered. Let them treat you right at the Pearl.
Restore me, refuel me, rejuvenate me. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Our locally owned businesses are the heartbeat of our community. Industry aces stand out as leaders in their field, like Down Home Meats, Old School Sausage Done Right, and Shreveport Bossier Family Dentistry, keeping your whole family smiling, and Shreveport Bossier Pediatric Dentistry. It's an out-of-this-world experience. Industry aces stand out as leaders in their field. Check out any of our industry aces today.
Experts in the hunting and fishing world, Steve Graff, Mike Eccles, and Gary McCoy, the host of the Hooking Up and Tracking Down Show. Tune in Wednesday at 11 and Saturday mornings at 6 on FM 103.3 or on the home of LSU Sports, AM 1130, The Tiger.
A good time is in the air. It's the Patrick Netherton Show.
One thing I said that I would never do. A look from you and I would fall from grace.
Oh, you know we don't mind a little of this, Rogers.
Do you remember when we used to dance? And incidents arose from circumstance. One thing led to another, we were young. And we would scream together songs unsung. It was the heat of the moment.
So Rogers has played music from America and Asia. Hambone's just big on, I guess, continents. So, big continent day today for old Hambone. Welcome you back to the Patrick Netherton Show right here on 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Don't forget, you can find us in a couple of different ways in the streaming realm. You can hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/Netherton Show. You can find us on Twitter or X at PT Netherton, or on the YouTube channel. That is youtube.com/@Netherton Show. And again, if you do hit us up on any of our spots, please do us the honor of following, subscribing, liking, right? All of those things. All of them are free. We're not charging for anything, so we would greatly appreciate it if you would do that for us. That helps our metrics out. Our show brought to you by the Pearl Restaurant in Shreveport. We'll tell you coming up in a little bit about the weekend specials that are upcoming at the Pearl. And we also are sponsored by Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Speaking of cooling, got a little nicer this morning. I know Hambone was appreciative of that, being able to roll into the studio with it being a little bit cooler out there. So, Hambone feeling good about life. And look, we always appreciate when Hambone's feeling good about life. That makes us very happy. We're on hold waiting for the new NSU president. Not that he has anything to do, not that he's a busy man, but when we get patched through, we'll chat with him coming up in just a bit. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with the show, you can call us on the Pearl Shreveport hotline, 318-RALLY-45, 318-725-5945. You can also reach us via the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line. That number is 318-6570-HAM, 318-657-0426. So those are all the ways that you can get in touch with the show, and we'd appreciate it. Again, if you watch the stream, if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter/X, please follow, subscribe, like. Again, we complain about the fact that there's not any kind of seemingly normal kind of blanket way that they handle that, and I don't know why, but we certainly appreciate everyone trying to be a part of what we've got going on. All right, we welcome you back to the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM, and we're pleased to welcome in the 21st president of Northwestern State University, and guy who signs my paychecks now. He is James Genovese. So first things first, what do we call you? President, Your Honor, President? What do we go with here?
Well, my name is Jimmy. Really, is what I go by.
So just Jimmy. We'll just go with Jimmy.
It's a nickname for James. But I've been asked that question, and it's a very difficult question to answer. But in truth and in fact, I mean, for professional purposes, I think, and for business purposes, I have to go by president, because
sure.
That's it. I have to drop the justice, because I resigned or retired 2.5 weeks ago. So I'm just sticking with the President Genovese on business and Jimmy in reality.
No, I like it. I like it. You and I have not had a chance to meet as of yet. I didn't get a chance to get down. We'll obviously get a chance to talk a good bit as the seasons progress. But let's back up a little bit. You mentioned, and we were talking about your background a little bit in law, and then moving into the Supreme Court of Louisiana, and then Marcus Jones goes ahead and announces his resignation. What triggered your interest in this job? Obviously, you're an alum, you were an athlete, but what made you want to get into potentially higher ed here at your alma mater?
Actually, this was not my idea. I was minding my own business about 65 days ago, minding my own business and doing my job as an associate justice on the Supreme Court, and I was approached by several close friends who are also alumni of Northwestern, and they said, we would like to nominate you for the presidency of Northwestern. And I thought, I said, well, you must be crazy. Oh, you've been drinking, or what's going on here? And so they said, look, we just want you to consider it. I said, okay, fine, I'll consider it. Well, the next week they called me and said, okay, have you considered it? I said, no, I haven't considered it, because I think it's a joke. I said, I mean, I'm not. I said, look, man, I'm in law. I'm not in higher education. I'm in law. And they said, well, we need to do something with Northwestern. We need to turn it around. It's taken some licks of late. And I have been contacted by a number of people before that asking me what's going on with Northwestern. And I knew that things were not percolating the way we all want them to be. And so I started to think about it. And I only had 2 years left on my term as a Supreme Court justice. And I thought about it. I had to do something if I was going to retire. And they kept pumping me with this, that we need somebody to it's a leadership position. We need somebody to lead us in the battle and turn the program around at Northwestern. And I said, well, I'll do the best I can, but I don't have a degree in higher education. But I have served on every court level there is in the state, especially on the Supreme Court. We do handle 19,000 lawyers. We do handle 372 judges. We do have on the Supreme Court, we have over 200 employees, and we do have a $208 million budget. So I figured maybe I did have a little administrative experience, certainly some institutional knowledge. So they got me thinking about it. Now I'm approaching 50 years in October. It'll be 50 years in law, and I just wanted to do something else. And I thought about it, and I said, this is a great opportunity for me to pay back Northwestern, which I owe a lot to Northwestern, because I wouldn't be where I am without it. And my heart is here, and I said, doggone it, I'm going to give this a shot. So I went through with the nomination, and by the grace of God, I was chosen, and here I am, heavily into my third week.
You know, it's interesting because it feels like sometimes an outside perspective can be really good, right? It feels like people that are in higher ed administration for years and years and years can kind of get blinders on a little bit about kind of what's going on outside of the world of higher education. What do you feel like maybe are some advantages that you have coming in as a bit of an outsider with a differing perspective?
Well, my father was an instructor, a teacher, in a high school teacher for some 30 years. My mother had a teaching certificate, so I do come from my lineage does have evidence of education in it. When you have someone who is not part of the core, I'm not from Natchitoches, but I'm from Opelousas, born and raised in Opelousas, and still there. And I spent 4 years of my life here, and I played 4 years of college tennis at Northwestern, and I played the game. I've been here, and I know what it's like to be a student. I know what it's like to be an athlete. And when I start putting all that together, I feel that I have a lot of the component parts that are necessary to improve this university, and that's how I look at it. I'm not part of the institution. I'm not an outsider. I think if you bring somebody from Wyoming or Kansas or you bring somebody from Maryland or whatever to Louisiana, it's a little bit different. You're gonna have trouble relating to the people. My mother is a Dijon, born between Lawtell and Church Point. A little Cajun girl, one of 10 members of one of 10 family of a family of 10. My father came from up north in Connecticut and came down to school here. Met my mother. She hooked him, and the poor fellow never went back up north again. And that's how I got this crazy last name. But my mother's a Dijon from between Lawtell and Church Point. So I really feel that I can relate to the people, not only the people in South Louisiana, but the people in North Louisiana and throughout the state, especially having served on the Supreme Court. And I think that cross-section of knowledge and institutional knowledge, and having been an athlete and having been a student here at Northwestern, I think it's a good combination to be able to unify not only on the academic side, but also on the athletic side, and to bring everybody together. Because I mean, a university is not just academics. It's not just athletics. But the university is a combination of a number of things, and a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So you want to be strong across the board, not just strong in academics and know nothing about athletics, not just strong in athletics and know nothing about academics. I think it takes a good combination there, and I hope I can fit that bill.
Well, we'll definitely get to athletics here in just a moment, talking to the new president of Northwestern State, Jimmy Genovese, on the Pearl Shreveport hotline. All right, you said you've been there for 3 weeks. What is kind of, all new presidents come in with their 100-day agenda. What is sort of the first couple of items on your agenda that you want to get done now that you've taken over?
In order to address a problem, you first have to take inventory. Knowledge of the present status of the university is important. I don't know that I've ever learned so much in a 2.5-week period about how a university is run. I have taken inventory looking at every single department. We have 4 colleges here, looking very closely at nursing, at the education college, at the business and technology, and at the performing arts. The graduate school, the STEM program, the Scholars College. There's so many good things going on here, and life is a continual learning process. And I was able to come in, take inventory, and I'm still taking inventory, meeting everyone, the deans of all the departments, and all the key players, putting together a good, solid cabinet and an advisory group that can help me along, because I do not have all the answers. But that's important. I have made some strategic rearrangements of the pecking order here to make sure that we can operate more smoothly and effectively, and that's what I've been doing. And I've been it's a different type of work, but I've been working my tail off, and I like it. These young kids here at school, they keep me young, and that's a good thing.
They're invigorating. I will say this: I think you've made one large mistake early on in your presidency, and that's putting Doug Ireland in any sort of position of advising you. You need to jettison that guy. I mean, look, I roomed with him for decades on the road during our time at NSU, and I'm just saying, find a better advisor is all I'm asking you.
Are you trying to get me in trouble, or what are you trying? Just some sort of trap or whatever? Let me just tell you something, man. I'm in law, okay, and there's a principle in law called equal protection. I mean, I had to take Doug as a matter of equal protection.
I understand. Yes. Yeah. Okay. That you explained it perfectly. Absolutely. It had to be done, legally. I get it now.
I mean, we've got to treat people equally. That's what I'm in the business of. And Doug is a bastion of institutional knowledge, and what he doesn't know, he's just going to make up and tell me anyway. So it's okay.
Yep. No, you're absolutely
I'm
right.
glad to have him. In all sincerity, I just want you to know, in all sincerity, he's been very instrumental in helping me in this transition, and I'm glad to have him.
Yeah, there are very few people that have more of a love for a university and more time in the university than Doug Ireland, that's for sure. All right, let's talk athletics. You mentioned you were a tennis player. You were #1 singles and doubles back in the day, and you return, and Bobby Bowden famously said that athletics is the front porch of a university. The front porch has had some good moments here the last couple of years, but it's also had its struggles. Kind of tell me about what you're looking to do in terms of the athletics programs and trying to get them back to a level of prominence.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. You asked me what I'm looking to do. As I'm speaking to you, I'm overlooking the football field, and that's the football program, and that's the program that has really taken a serious hit that we are working very strongly in trying to minimize the damages and exercise damage control in that. And whether you like it or not, athletics is the breadwinner. They are the ones that bring the money, and especially football and basketball. And when you do that, you put people in the stands. And when you put people in the stands, they talk about Northwestern. And if you can produce a winner, everybody loves a winner, then you're going to have people that want to send their kids to Northwestern. and that means an increase in enrollment, which we all strive to do and to obtain. And so right now, especially with football season starting up at Northwestern, matter of fact, a week from tomorrow we play Tulsa in Tulsa, and we have a whole new football program here. I mean, there was a tragic occurrence with the death of a football player in October, and we are recovering for that. We've got a new coach that's a good Christian man, that's an authoritarian and a disciplinarian, and you would be surprised at what a great job he's doing there. So in sports, it's not just football. We look at all of the sports. There's a need for an increase in financing to go ahead and bring them up to snuff. We have been able to be very competitive in the other sports. We have struggled in football, and we are paying attention to that because that is where that is the main problem that we have to address right now, and we are addressing it. And I'm looking for big things. I'm very confident that we can pick ourselves up after a serious setback and get back in the game and be competitive. And everybody loves a winner, and nobody loves a loser. And I'm not in this to lose.
You know, it's interesting because coming from a non-revenue sport as you did, I would imagine that gives you a little more affinity for the other non-revenue sports, and something that I think Northwestern State has always been really good at. You see so many universities that will almost sacrifice the non-revenue sports in honor of or in favor of the revenue sports. You know, all the money goes to football, all the money goes to basketball, you know, and the other sports, softball and the like, you know, track and field, tennis, suffer. One of the things I've really enjoyed about Northwestern State is how competitive the sports across the breadth of the competitive landscape are. You know, the women's tennis team is always really good. Softball's had great moments. Baseball went to the tournament a couple of years ago. I'm curious about you coming from a tennis background. You know, football, obviously everyone knows, basketball everyone knows, but the importance that you place on the other sports, the non-revenue sports.
Well, an athletic department is like any other chain, is only as strong as its weakest link. And if you just focus on any one of the sports and disregard the others, you're making a grave mistake. You are. And here, of course, tennis, I guess you might consider it a minor sport. But I look at all these sports and every single one of them as equal, and I want to make sure that every one of them have what they need in order to be competitive. And we're not just going to dump all of the funding into one particular sport. There are some sports that need more attention than others. There's some that cost more than others. But we have looked at it, and I have met with the coaches, every single coach, not just football, not just baseball. But it's not going to take much to turn the tide. We just have to stop the bleeding, pick ourselves up, and get back in the race. And as far as funding and paying attention to all the sports equally, I mean, for example, we have they are doing right now, we are replacing the turf, putting brand new state-of-the-art turf in the softball field, state-of-the-art turf in the baseball field. We are building I'm looking at it right now, we're building a $12 million David and Sherry Morgan Health and Performance Center. It's a complete training program for all of the sports. So we really treat everyone equally in that regard. We want a winner. Whether it's a winner whether it's soccer, whether it's volleyball, it makes no difference. We want to be competitive in every single sport, not just one single sport. So we spread it out as best we can, and we are looking at it very carefully because athletics needed to be attended to immediately, and we're doing that.
Okay, final thing, and obviously we appreciate your time talking to President Jimmy Genovese down at Northwestern State via the Pearl Shreveport hotline. What's your message to the alumni base? Because, you know, we've seen the enrollment go down. I know that's something you're wanting to work on. We've talked about athletics. What is your kind of number one message to the alumni base and folks that are maybe wanting to get back in, wanting to perhaps increase how much they're involved? What do you talk to the alums about in terms of where this university is going?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because just yesterday and in Shreveport, I might add.
Yeah, you were here.
We were up for a media shoot with the nursing program, which is absolutely excellent and top-notch throughout the state of Louisiana. But getting back to your question, I sat down with a meeting with the president of the Alumni Association, Ms. Leah Middlebrooks, who's very, very energetic and good, and we're on the same page in moving things along. Let's be honest about this. The alumni has been dormant. The alumni, for some reason or other, it's gotten a little stale and stagnant. I think because the football program of number one has not been a winner. It's been a losing program for several years now, and we need to turn that around in order to energize the alumni. Just like anybody that supports Northwestern, they want to see a winner, and they have seen some really disappointing times that we are going to turn around. And I have had a tremendous amount of support and rejuvenation, if you will, of the alumni, that they're coming out of the woodwork now. They're waking up out of that dormant state, and they want to get involved, and they see that Northwestern is hurting, and they know that that's their alma mater, and they want to do something about it. So to answer your question, through the president of the Alumni Association, they have really gotten on board and have been tremendously supportive of me and this movement in order to make Northwestern better. So I'm very pleased with that, and they're starting to respond. We're waking up that alumni, and we need an active alumni. Everybody, every university, and I might also state this to you that look, enrollment is down all over the United States.
Yes, it is.
It's not just down in Natchitoches or in Ruston or in Monroe or in Lake Charles or Hammond. It's not just down in those areas. All of the universities are down, but we're down a little bit, but not a whole heck of a lot. And we're in the ballpark, and we're on our way up. We have some increased enrollment in some of the areas that I've already seen for this semester. That's a bright spot. So the alumni is starting to get energized and active, and that's a good thing. I see nothing but positive things happening here. I'm excited and optimistic about making Northwestern great again.
Well, I will tell you this, just from a from a media standpoint and sports media, and of course ESPN Plus, which I'm obviously intimately involved with at NSU. You're not going to find a better program than that at Northwestern State, and it's a burgeoning program. It's one that is starting to kind of come into its own. What's happening over on the sports media side of things is remarkable, and I will tell you this, Jimmy, that is one thing that certainly Northwestern State can push and hang its hat on is. So part of that front porch is people being able to watch athletics, and there is no one in this area, no one at this level, no one levels above that is doing better work than the folks in sports media are doing. So I love that program, and I hope that when you get to watch some of the things we're putting out over on the ESPN Plus side, that you're happy about that, because it is pretty remarkable what they're doing in Natchitoches.
I'm happy to speak with you, and I'm happy to spread the word, because the main problem, if there's one word that we need to address, and it is exposure. And you give us the exposure, and it's good, and it's positive, and it's accurate, and I'm deeply appreciative of that, because you're helping us put Northwestern back on the map again, and I thank you for that. And just give us a little bit of time. We're on our way back. We're coming back. We're going to come back strong.
Well, one thing I will tell you is just keep a little extra bottle of ranch on hand when Doug shows up to advise you of something. He will be very appreciative if you have a little extra ranch. That's his number one go-to. So just if you ever need anything, just leave some ranch in there.
Well, I'll always have some boudin cracklins for you anytime you want.
Now look, you're talking my language now. Boudin and cracklins. If you're I will come camp in your office if that is the case. You don't want to mention to me that you've got that hanging around, because I will show up, no doubt about it.
That's the way I had to get the new coach. I had to promise the new coach, our new softball coach, a great girl, Jenny Fuller, who's coming down from Kansas, and she is formerly played out at Baylor. And just man, what a great find we had for her. I had to bribe her with cracklins and boudin to get her down here, but she's here, and she's already made her mark. So it's all good. We got a lot to offer here. We do. Let's just sell our good bill of goods. Great university, great education, cheap, inexpensive, good scholarships, and easy to access with I-49. And thank you for the exposure.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. President Genovese, we appreciate your time. Thanks for introducing yourself here to the folks in Shreveport. And obviously, I'll be seeing you in a couple of weeks down in Natchitoches for that first football game.
Thank you, sir. Forkham Demons, Forkham, man.
All right. That was the new president of Northwestern State, Jimmy Genovese, joining us on the Pearl Shreveport Hotline. Good stuff. Good stuff, yeah. I was told, Rogers, that to be ready because he was a talker. And I would say that he lived up to his reputation. So, good stuff, man. Pretty appreciate the new president of Northwestern State spending a little time with us. And I got to get a couple of digs in on Ireland, and that always makes me happy. All right, we'll take a break. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Back after this.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how happy and healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Introducing Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food.
I have been feeding them Dr. Marty's freeze-dried raw formula for years. And this food is a big part of why their jaws are more flexible, their teeth are cleaner, and their coats shinier, and why they seem more youthful and playful.
And dog parents across the U.S. are loving it.
My dog Hazel is a 10-and-a-half-year-old golden retriever, and ever since I've been feeding her Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend food, she is like a puppy again. It's unbelievable.
We're so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee. And for a limited time, save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of Cod Krispies. They're wild-caught, ultra-crunchy cod skin treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511 today. All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Getting ready for back to school at Macy's is all about fresh starts and new looks, making it one of summer's greatest hits. Save on must-haves like cargos, mini dresses, jeans, and more that'll hold up from the first day of school to the last. Plus, you'll find all the top quality brands you love, like Nike, Jordan, Levi's, and the all-new Epic Threads. Shop Macy's and make the first day back the best one yet. Check out Macy's.com/back to school today.
You've heard a lot of remarkable things about the Pearl restaurant located at Fern and 70th. In addition to the incredible food and drinks, the Pearl is now open for dinner 7 days a week, plus lunch or brunch on the weekends. The bar opens at 3, the restaurant opens at 4 Monday through Thursday, and it opens at 11 a.m. all weekend long. Amazing Louisiana-style food with flavor profiles unlike anything you'll find in the state. A 47-foot bar serving signature cocktails, spirits, wine, and beer. An unrivaled selection of both raw and cooked oysters. Plus, the Pearl is serving up amazing old-school favorites like burgers and certified Angus steaks, dry-aged and rubbed in their special Pearl dust. Both the burgers and steaks are Rogers Hampton approved, which is the most prestigious award that a food can receive. The Pearl Restaurant, 6871 Fern Avenue, right off East 70th. Whether you want an amazing lunch on the weekend or an elegant dinner any day of the week, the Pearl has you covered. Let them treat you right at the Pearl.
Get down to business. Tell everyone nothing's off limits. You can have anything you want.
Anything you want with Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, now offering heating and air conditioning too. The Greene Team for the best plumbing, heating, air, get it all.
You can have anything you want.
One team, 3 generations of local service. Bobby L. Greene, your home team, 6310235. We have it all.
Restore me, refuel me, rejuvenate me. RejuveMeMedical.com.
KWKH and K277DO Shreveport, 1033 FM and 1130 The Tiger. Your home for LSU sports, a Town Square Media station.
Welcome back to the Patrick Netherton Show.
Down the street with the brim pulled way down low. Ain't no sound but the sound of his feet. Machine guns ready to go. Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this?
Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Rogers and Patrick, that's us. Hope everyone enjoyed that interview with new Northwestern State President Jimmy Genovese. Hambone, I would even venture to say that was a great interview. Like I think I would go that far. He's a talkative guy. Like very, I was told by Jason Pugh, you actually tweeted it and said, "Hey, just get ready. Like, hope you have some extra time allotted for the show because he's loquacious, and he is." But I liked what he had to say. You know, that seems, and I look, an outsider, so to speak. He's a Northwestern alum, so it's not like he doesn't already have love for the university. But somewhat of an outsider coming in, hey, maybe it shakes things up, right? Try it out, see what happens. I don't know how long he's planning on being there, but hey, if a couple of years in and it's not looking like it's working, then you can always go do something else. But why not shake it up a little bit? And Rogers, I had to get a little dig in on my boy Doug Ireland, right? You knew I had to do that. I hope, and look, kudos to him for playing along, right? I was curious because I don't know the man, I've never met him, so. I was unsure what the reaction would be when I kind of went in on Doug a little bit and I started with, you've made one major mistake in your administration, and I'm sure he's thinking, oh my God, what did I walk into? But I feel like he handled it well and enjoyed it. And Doug was texting me during the interview saying, I'm getting run over here. But I hope everyone enjoyed that. I would venture to say it's a great interview. All right, so now we're in the 2 o'clock hour. Our show brought to you by The Pearl and Bobby L. Greene Plumbing. The Pearl, by the way, I need to look up and see what the special is. Let's see. They have a new special for this weekend, and it is, as I bloop bloop bloop. It is pan-seared halibut nestled over a flavorful mirepoix couscous and topped with a vibrant pineapple, mango, and habanero chutney, paired with delicate sesame haricots verts, which are green beans. I don't know why I've never understood the fancy term for green beans. Or is that, and a rich fumet. So we got a lot of, the Pearl's going real fancy on us for the weekend special with all kind of fancy stuff. haricots verts, a.k.a. green bean. And let me see what a fumet is, Rogers. I don't know what a fumet is. I've never seen this before. Fumet is often called the liquid gold of culinary creations. It is a flavorful cooking liquid made by rapidly boiling down leftover liquid from cooking fish, meat, or vegetables. Often boiled with wine and herbs to create a rich broth that's seasoned and reduced to a syrupy consistency. It's commonly used to flavor sauces and braise foods and is sometimes called the liquid gold of cooking. So there you go. So you've got a pan-seared halibut nestled over a flavorful mirepoix couscous, topped with vibrant pineapple, mango, and habanero chutney, paired with a delicate sesame green beans, a.k.a. haricots verts, and a rich fumet, also known as the liquid gold. It is available Friday through Sunday, 5 until they sell out. It looks great, by the way. Look, I love a good piece of fish. You put a good piece of fish over some kind of a grain, right? Like that's just where it's at. I love that. Rogers, you remember back in the day, we used to go to a Mexican place and I'd always order their, they had a kind of a butter fish that they put over rice. It was, man, talk about delicious. The Pearl's got that going on this weekend. So, the weekend special, 5 until they run out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The pan-seared halibut, mirepoix couscous, pineapple mango habanero chutney, and then some green beans and a little bit of fish sauce, a.k.a. liquid gold. That is available to you at the Pearl. The Pearl opens up in an hour, 3 o'clock for drinks, 4 o'clock for dinner. They are open 7 days a week for dinner, open for lunch on the weekend. 70th and Fern Avenue is where you find them, 70th and Fern Avenue. And don't forget that starting next week, I can't believe we're already doing this. Next week, we'll begin the Pearl Upset Special, where we will give away a $50 gift certificate to the Pearl every single week. And big thanks to Robert and crew for providing that for us, for hooking us up and making it happen. So there you go. $50 gift certificate to the Pearl beginning next week for the Pearl Upset Special, where you try to pick the biggest underdog that you believe will win outright. All right, Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Our show brought to you by the fine folks at the Pearl Restaurant in Shreveport and Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Good start to the show. Great interview with Jimmy Genovese. That will be up on the YouTube channel coming up this afternoon. And we're getting into naming quarterback season. Dominic Raiola or Dylan Raiola, I can't remember. I think Dominic was the offensive lineman. Dylan's the quarterback, right? He's been named the starter at Nebraska. Bo Nix has been named the starter for the Denver Broncos, and so we're seeing a lot of new names. Raiola was, I believe, he was at Georgia, and then transferred to where his brother played. Dylan Raiola. He was actually the son of Dominic Raiola. Holy cow. Whew. Rogers, I'm old, brother. I legitimately thought that would have been his brother, not his son. I feel like Dominic Raiola is not that old. Oh, man. He was committed to Georgia, then flipped his commitment to Nebraska, said that he believes Nebraska's in his blood. Oh, there you go. Speaking of Dominic Raiola.
Hey! Jingity jing, it's Dominic the donkey. Jingity jing, the Italian Christmas donkey.
Well, Rogers, he's not Italian, Dominic Raiola. But, the rest of it works. Dylan Raiola, 6'3", 230. He played his senior year in Georgia, threw for 8,500 yards and 88 touchdowns throughout the course of his career. In the spring game for Nebraska, he went 16 of 22 for 239. Last year, Nebraska threw for just 1,600 yards for the whole season. And they threw 16 interceptions. Meanwhile, two of the three quarterbacks that played last year have left. But Raiola, who was battling Heinrich Harburg, and true freshman Daniel Kalin for the starting job, has beaten both of them out, and he is going to be the starting quarterback at Nebraska. And something I know Rogers Hampton enjoys, and that is Bo Nix has been named the starting quarterback by Sean Payton. Nix will be the first Denver rookie to start the regular season opener since John Elway in 1983. Apparently, it was between Bo Nix and Jarrett Stidham. They met with Payton before practice today. Payton said that he made his decision. Nix had taken most of the snaps with the starting offense. I also forget just how old Bo Nix is. Bo Nix is 24, right? It's not like this kid's coming into the league as a 21, 22-year-old. Dude's been around for a while. So whether that's a positive because he's more experienced and older and maybe a little more mature, or whether it's a negative because it maybe means he's a little older and perhaps more brittle. Although, 24 versus 21, I feel like you're still pretty good. But yes, Bo Nix, Jarrett Stidham, and Zach Wilson all worked with the starting offense in the offseason, the first week of camp. However, after the first week, Nix and Stidham both worked with the starters. Zach Wilson did not, and then Nix got most of the first team snaps last week. So there you go. He's the highest Broncos draft pick at quarterback since Jay Cutler, who they took 11th overall back in the 2006 draft. Nix was the 12th pick in the draft. And crazy enough, and this is what's wild, Nix was the 12th pick in the draft, but the 6th quarterback taken. Like, that's how crazy that, I forget how quarterback heavy that draft was. But there you go. Yeah, someone mentioned Bo Nix and Lamar Jackson being very close in age, which they are. Bo Nix is 24. Let me see. I believe Lamar Jackson might be like 25 or 26 now. He is 27 now, 27. So yeah, again, dude's been in the league for seemingly forever. And yet he's 26. He's already played 6 years in the league. He's already won the MVP twice. He's been selected to 3 Pro Bowls, and he's only 3 years older than Bo Nix, who's about to be a rookie. Joe Burrow getting ready for what, year 3, right? Year 3. And Burrow is also 27. Patrick Mahomes has won how many Super Bowls and Super Bowl MVPs and everything? And the dude is 28.
Yeah, Burrow's getting ready for year 4.
Is it 4? God, are you serious? Is it 4?
He's been to a Super Bowl, an AFC Championship, and then hurt last year.
Yeah,
so
I guess I forgot.
Did
he? Was it the first year that he got hurt and missed?
It may even be year 5 because 2019 is when they won the championship.
Right.
So that means he was drafted.
He was in 20.
That draft.
Yeah. So that would have been 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, this is his 5th year. 5. This is his 5th year, Rogers.
Yeah,
are you
he's had
freaking
injuries
kidding
in each
me?
year just about. So I was going to say that was 2019. Yeah, this is his 5th year, my brother.
What? I'm so old, Rogers.
Good job on catching that there's a couple of older rookie quarterbacks in this draft.
Yeah.
Not just coming fresh baby-eared out of college. Bo Nix has, 60-something college starts, so he's ready to go.
Yeah, the COVID year kind of messed everything up. The COVID year, and this is the last year, the grads from this past season were the last COVID year kids. So they actually, they got an extra free year of eligibility. And so, yeah, Bo Nix got to play for 7 quadrillion. Let's see, Rogers, Oregon, Auburn.
At least 3.
Who else did he play for besides Oregon and Auburn?
Off the top of my head, you got those 2 right. We may be wrong on the third.
Did he play for a third? Auburn and Oregon. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So, yeah, he played 5 seasons in college, started at Auburn, then transferred to Oregon, had a lot of success. I mean, Rogers, when you've been around long enough to throw for 15,000 yards and 113 touchdowns in college, right? You've been around for a bit. And especially because he was not in, especially at Auburn, he was not in big pass-happy offenses. He was in those Gus Malzahn, run the ball a ton and use him for his legs offenses. So just crazy. Just crazy. And Joe Burrow being that old already, ugh. Also, Rogers, would you like to hear a fun little piece of trivia? I know you always like a good fun piece of trivia.
Lay it on me, big fella.
Do you know? Okay, we'll do a double trivia. Do you know who Bo Nix's father is? And do you know where Bo Nix was born?
Well, I know his dad played quarterback at Auburn,
right.
So I guess in Alabama.
No. His father was Patrick Nix, who was the Auburn quarterback. Rogers, Patrick Nix was the head coach of the Henderson State Reddies when Bo Nix was born in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. So there you go. If you want just kind of a weird little piece of trivia, Patrick Nix, who was a terrific quarterback at Auburn, was the head coach at Henderson State. Of course, the hated Henderson State Reddies, the worst. And he was at Henderson State 99-2000 as the head coach, and that's when Bo Nix was born. And so he was born in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. By the way, Rogers, just so you know, Patrick Nix rather has been in the high school ranks for the last several years, now coaching at Phoenix City Central High School in Alabama, where his record is 44-9 as a head coach. He was not good at Henderson. Was not great when he was at Henderson State. 2-9, 1-10, and he was let go at that point. But yes, while he was there, he and his wife Krista birthed Bo Nix. So Bo Nix, a proud Arkadelphia, Arkansas alum. I don't know, how do you say that? from Arkadelphia. Chuck mentioned Bo Nix, and that's where I just came up with it. Lamar Jackson, not very far apart in age yet. Lamar Jackson's been in the league about 7 years. Yeah, it's crazy. 817 texted in and said, "Go Blue, defending champs. Opener next Saturday night, prime time at home versus Fresno State. Go Blue, have a blessed day." I'm assuming that's Michigan. The defending champs, Go Blue. I'm guessing Michigan is opening their season against Fresno State. Would make sense that they would be opening it at home. Let me see here. I haven't obviously gotten real into where everyone is opening up things. By the way, Rogers, our boy Lance Leipold and the Kansas Jayhawks starting off with a barn burner against Lindenwood next Thursday. So watch out for those Lindenwood Lions? I don't know. I have no idea, actually, what Lindenwood's mascot is. Michigan is... Scroll. Dang, there's a lot of games next Saturday. Michigan hosting Fresno State. 6:30 on NBC. Rogers, that's going to be a Todd Blackledge production. He and Noah Eagle, Ian Eagle's kid, are going to be calling that one. Hambone, did you enjoy a little Doug Ireland slander during the show? Did you appreciate that? I hope.
I'll take the fifth on that.
No.
I've already had an off-air conversation with somebody else about that, so I'm going to leave that one alone.
Okay. Well, hope nobody's mad about it.
So. Not happy with it.
Uh-oh.
Somebody you know very well.
Oh, no. Well, dang. Hope I didn't make anybody mad. Hope we're still going to have a show. Don't want to get the muckety mucks upset. But I thought he handled it well. He once he figured out that I was having poking a little fun with our boy Dougie Fresh. All right, let's take a break. It's a Patrick Netherton show. 11:30 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Hambone back at the studios. Me, I'm at the house. Love to hear from you. Text us on the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line, 318-657-0426. Or call us on the Pearl Shreveport hotline, 725-5945. We'll be back.
Hey there, Shreveport Bossier. Do you have junk taking up valuable space in your home or office? Trash Bandits is your go-to solution. From appliance removal to estate cleanouts, we handle it all with care and efficiency. Just hop online to trashbanditsla.com. Schedule your pickup in minutes, and your friendly team will handle the rest. It's that easy. Don't let trash stress you out. Visit trashbanditsla.com today and reclaim your space hassle-free. Trash Bandits, your trusted partner in junk removal.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Brakes? We can save you 15% on that. We have OE quality Duralast brake pads and rotors in stock, ready for pickup or delivery. We also have calipers, brake fluid, tools, and anything else you'll need to do the job right. When you get Duralast pads and rotors together, you'll save 15%. It's just part of what makes us America's #1 brakes destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code SUPPORT, or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off. roundhouseprovisions.com, code SUPPORT.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
Getting ready for back to school at Macy's is all about fresh starts and new looks, making it one of summer's greatest hits. Save on must-haves like cargos, mini dresses, jeans, and more that'll hold up from the first day of school to the last. Plus, you'll find all the top quality brands you love, like Nike, Jordan, Levi's, and the all-new Epic Threads. Shop Macy's and make the first day back the best one yet. Check out Macy's.com/back to school today.
Anything you want with Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, now offering heating and air conditioning too. The Greene Team for the best plumbing, heating, air, get it all. One team, 3 generations of local service. Bobby L. Greene, your home team, 6310235. We have it all.
You've heard a lot of remarkable things about the Pearl Restaurant, located at Fern and 70th. In addition to the incredible food and drinks, the Pearl is now open for dinner 7 days a week, plus lunch or brunch on the weekends. The bar opens at 3, the restaurant opens at 4 Monday through Thursday, and it opens at 11 a.m. all weekend long. Amazing Louisiana-style food with flavor profiles unlike anything you'll find in the state. A 47-foot bar serving signature cocktails, spirits, wine, and beer, an unrivaled selection of both raw and cooked oysters. Plus, the Pearl is serving up amazing old-school favorites like burgers and certified Angus steaks, dry-aged and rubbed in their special Pearl dust. Both the burgers and steaks are Rogers Hampton approved, which is the most prestigious award that a food can receive. The Pearl Restaurant, 6871 Fern Avenue, right off East 70th. Whether you want an amazing lunch on the weekend or an elegant dinner any day of the week, the Pearl has you covered. Let them treat you right at the Pearl.
Restore me, refuel me, rejuvenate me. RejuveMeMedical.com.
A sizzling T-bone steak, a mouth-watering char-grilled hamburger, a slow-smoked fork tender brisket. There are plenty of reasons to grill beef this Labor Day weekend. Beef is packed with protein, and with 29 cuts of lean beef to choose from, there's always something succulent to serve to your family. So this Labor Day weekend and all summer long, be the hero of your backyard barbecue by serving what everybody wants, the delicious taste of beef. So remember, beef, it's what's for dinner. Brought to you by the Louisiana Cattle Producers through the Louisiana Beef Industry Council and the Beef Checkoff.
An official message from Medicare.
A new law is helping me save more money on prescription drug costs. You may be able to save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is $0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $23,000 a year or married couples who make less than $31,000 a year. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how happy and healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Introducing Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food.
I have been feeding them Dr. Marty's freeze-dried raw formula for years. And this food is a big part of why their jaws are more flexible, their teeth are cleaner, and their coats shinier, and why they seem more youthful and playful.
And dog parents across the U.S. are loving it.
My dog Hazel is a 10-and-a-half-year-old golden retriever, and ever since I've been feeding her Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend food, she is like a puppy again. It's unbelievable.
We're so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee. And for a limited time, save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of Cod Crispies. They're wild-caught, ultra-crunchy cod skin treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511 today. All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Welcome back to the Patrick Netherton Show.
Oh, Rogers. This one I'm doing on purpose. You know how to make a boy happy, Rogers. That one was on purpose. Patrick Netherton Show, 1130, The Tiger, 103.3 FM, Rogers, Hampton. Back at the studio. Me, I'm Patrick Netherton here at the Heasy in South Shreveport. Make a deal with God. Places. Hambones Astros currently down 2-1 to the Red Sox in the bottom of the fifth. We had mentioned a nice night yesterday for David Fry in Yankee Stadium, and got himself a bases loaded triple. Not a bad way to go at it. Little bases loaded triple. Rogers, is Verlander throwing today or tomorrow? No, he's throwing today.
No, he threw today. He gave up 2 in the first and has locked them down since. And I'm waiting to see if they're going to bring him out for the 6th.
Yeah, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 6
strikeouts. He was struggling in that first inning back, but he's locked down since then. and the Astros have missed out on a couple of scoring opportunities with men on first and second. But once Verlander settled in, I was very pleased.
It'll be interesting, Rogers, because he's only at 76 pitches.
I
don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how careful they're going to be with him coming back off.
This morning, Fletch asked me what I thought. I said, if we get 4 to 5 innings of decent pitching from him, pull him. We need him for the playoff stretch. Right. So right now, if he doesn't come back out, normally I'd be with you and go, well, hey, if he's saying I can go another inning, or
if you look at it, you go, okay,
you're 41 years old, you've been on the injured list, you did better than you thought. Yes, the first inning, like, oh, good God, it's going to be a disaster. But he settled back into the JV he is. I just wanted to see that he was okay. He's okay. I don't care if we win or lose this game. You've got a starting Cy Young Award-winning pitcher now added back to your rotation. So, Astros haters, sorry.
No, you're not, Rogers. You're not sorry. You're not sorry at all.
I mean, all the damn trash can comments 7 years later.
Right.
It's so old and it's so tired. You know, just like, that's like saying
Rogers,
Barry Bonds is the only person who ever took steroids. You know that's not true, and the only Astros weren't the only team that were sign stealing. It's been proven.
Here's the thing, Rogers, and this is what I've always talked about when it comes to cheating in baseball. And steroids is a little different than knowing what pitch is coming, that kind of thing. I wish there was a way to tangibly say what the advantage was, and this is again more about steroids than it is about the sign stealing stuff. So Barry Bonds was on steroids, okay. He still was getting like one pitch a game to hit, and he would hit it out of the park. What is, like, if Barry Bonds wasn't taking steroids, right, or Mark McGwire or Sammy Sosa or any of those guys, if they weren't juicing, would they have hit 5 fewer home runs, 20 fewer home runs, 40? Like, what's the number? And that's, to me, the part that's so difficult about the steroid era is it's almost impossible to quantify what the advantage gained was. Yes, they're stronger, but you know what, Rogers, if I did steroids for a whole year between now and next year, and I went up to the plate and I still don't have any ability to hit the ball or make contact, steroids are giving me no advantage. And by the way, let's see. At this point, it appears that Verlander is still in, but they haven't started pitching yet in the top of the 6th. But yeah, like I that's the thing that I find so difficult is, did Mark McGwire get an extra 5 feet on every ball he hit, and therefore there were 10 home runs that wouldn't have made it out if he was not juicing? I don't know. And that's what frustrates me about trying. Yep, Verlander's out. That's the thing that is so frustrating with trying to quantify. Yeah, I know. With trying to quantify what exactly the advantage gained was. Yes, you're bigger and stronger, but you still have to do the job, right? If just taking steroids made you a better player at whatever sport it was, then everyone would just be taking steroids. But the problem is you still have to put bat to ball. You still have to be able to make contact in the sweet spot. You still have to be able to have a discerning eye at the plate. Like, all of that stuff is not things that steroids are beneficial to. They make you stronger.
Yeah, it's not like the Gilligan's Island episode where they found the radioactive fruit plants and all that. And all
I missed
of a sudden,
that one, Rogers.
Oh God, no! A thing washed up on shore that was all sorts of seed packets of tomatoes and greens and some carrots. Well, on the bottom, nobody saw that it was radioactive. Mm-hmm. So, like, Gilligan got extra super strength from the beets.
I love it.
Whoever ate the carrots had, like, super eyesight. They could see a ship out on the ocean nobody else could see.
Right.
Yeah. So that was kind of like that right there.
I love that.
It's not going to help you. The eye-hand coordination, and the short amount of time that ball's coming in at you at 100 miles an hour, even during those bang the drum times, you're in a home crowd where it's so loud, you think that they had time to relay every pitch from a drum and him even have less time to see the pitch and know what it is before it gets there. That's the part that gets me about that.
And look, it may be, and that's the other thing is you still have to have the capacity to do it. Like I'm telling you, if Greg Maddux, Justin Verlander, Randy Johnson, some of these top line pitchers, if they walk up there and they tell a mediocre hitter what's coming, they're like, look, I'm throwing you a fastball right now. Okay, well, they're not going to tell you where the fastball is. Is it up, down, in, out? Is it a four-seamer that's not moving? Is it a two-seamer that's moving? Like,
but if you know it's a fastball, that helps a little.
That helps with your timing. It helps with your timing, and that's it.
Here comes the heat.
Right.
And when you speak of me well.
Like that's the thing that again, you still have to have the ability to hit it. And that's what I think is so interesting about golf, right? Like the ball is not moving. There's no one playing defense. And yet golfing is one of the hardest things to do. It should be one of the easiest because everything is static except the swing. The ball's not moving. The ball is on a tee. The club face hasn't changed. The club is the same length. There's nothing changed except your swing, and yet golfing is one of the hard. And I know if Ben and JJ are listening, they're hating me right now for using the term golfing. Golf is one of the toughest sports in the world, even though everything is set up to be to your advantage. It still is really difficult, and to me, that's like baseball, right? If I went up to the plate, and again, I'm not a major leaguer. Let's say I'm a double-A player, right? I'm that good. I'm double-A. And you tell me that a fastball is coming, but not where it is, not if it's up or down, not if it's moving. I at least will know that I need to swing faster or earlier. But I will not know where the ball is, and I still will not make contact. Now, you give Jose Altuve that, hey, this is going to be an off-speed pitch or this is going to be a fastball. That's an advantage to him. But you still have to go and make contact. You still have to put it in play, and you still have to hope that it doesn't go at somebody. Like there's so many variables that are part of it that you act like if I tell you what pitch is coming, you have a 900 batting average against it. And it's just not the case. You still have to make good contact, and you have to hope that it finds a hole, and you have to hope that someone doesn't make an extraordinary defensive play. And get you out anyway. That's the thing that I keep going back to. There's no way to quantify what advantage cheating in baseball has. When you're cheating in swimming, right, you're taking some kind of an anabolic steroid that gives you an enhanced lung capacity, or you're taking some drug that reduces the lactic acid in your body. That is an absolute competitive advantage. Period. End of discussion. You're playing with a golf club that is illegal, and like Rodney Dangerfield's putter, right, or Jackie Mason's putter, where the laser beams are all out, like from Caddyshack and Caddyshack 2. Like that is a decided advantage to have that kind of thing. But just knowing what's coming isn't necessarily a decided advantage. If LeBron James tells me, hey, I'm going to drive right and lay the ball up with my right hand, I'm still not stopping LeBron James from doing that. Now, if he tells Anthony Davis, hey, I'm driving right, I'm going to lay it in with my right hand, perhaps there's a chance that Anthony Davis is going to be able to make a play on it. So, yeah, if there's that level of cheating, if they call out your play, like we know they're running an elevator for Steph Curry, you still have to go guard it, right? That's not that big a competitive advantage. And if you find out that the pitcher's throwing you a curveball, you still have to hit the thing. Is he coming at the top end of the zone? Is he throwing it in the bottom end of the zone? Is it going to sweep out, into the other batter's box so I can just spit on it? Like that to me is, there's so many variables involved. I can't sit here and just say, well, they knew it was coming and therefore those guys, that's why Altuve hit 300. No, Altuve's hit 300 basically every year of his career because he's a good hitter, no matter if he knows what's coming or not. I don't know. That's the stuff that bothers me, is the lack of ability to actually quantify what happens when you cheat in that regard. Again, cheating in swimming, right? You play you have a racket that no one else has that has an extra bounce on it, so your serve goes from 110 miles an hour to 140 miles an hour. Yeah, that's a decided advantage. But just knowing what pitch is coming, or if it's an off-speed pitch or not, yeah, maybe you can just say, I'm going to take this one because it may not be in the zone, but what if they throw you a strike on a breaking ball? That's what bothers me most. All right. I don't know why we ran off into a tangent about cheating, but that stuff is... I've always found it interesting, to be honest with you, on what is the advantage to cheating in certain sports. Some of them, massive advantage. Some of them, not as much. All right, so Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM, brought to you by the Pearl Restaurant in Shreveport and Bobby L. Greene Plumbing. We'll tell you more about Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling when we return to wrap the show up. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter/X. Do it all. We'll be back.
But what's puzzling you is the nature of my game.
As fall approaches, you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, sporting events, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, no matter what you're prepping for, you can prioritize your family's health and make a game plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm embarrassed to say this. I've been using deodorant on my armpits for 30 years, and anytime I noticed odor anywhere else, I thought I needed another shower, I wasn't clean, or I felt like there was something wrong with me. And then my gynecologist told me about Lumi. It's a whole body deodorant for pits, feet, and privates that controls odor anywhere and everywhere on your body. Since Lumi, I never have to worry about body odor ever again, anywhere on my body. And that reassurance is worth every penny.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code SHOWER and get 15% off your first purchase with code SHOWER, like the Lumi Starter Pack, Acidified Body Wash, or new Lumi Plus Sweat Control. That's LUME deodorant.com, code SHOWER for 15% off your first purchase. With over 200,000 five-star reviews, I am so sure you're going to love it. Or return it for free with Lumi's 60-day money-back guarantee. That's LUME deodorant.com, code SHOWER to save 15% today.
Getting ready for back to school at Macy's is all about fresh starts and new looks, making it one of summer's greatest hits. Save on must-haves like cargos, mini dresses, jeans, and more that'll hold up from the first day of school to the last. Plus, you'll find all the top quality brands you love, like Nike, Jordan, Levi's, and the all-new Epic Threads. Shop Macy's and make the first day back the best one yet. Check out Macy's.com/back to school today.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a small Frosty for $1, and literally everyone is going. The car behind you, going to get a $1 Frosty. The car ahead of you, already had one, going for $2. The person who cut you off earlier, you guessed it, $1 Frosty. Maybe it's all a sign for you to go get one. Just don't cut anyone off. No one likes that person. The iconic Frosty for $1, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Not valid in a combo. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, California, and via third-party delivery.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you gotta hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflush.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe, and then it spread. and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflush.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflush.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free, so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflush.com.
Christus St. Michael Health System proudly presents the 25th Annual Texarkana Senior Expo. Friday, September 13th, 9 a.m. to noon at the Texarkana, Texas Convention Center. The Senior Expo features products, services, and agencies that benefit anyone 50 and older. Attendees can talk to over 100 professionals, get free health screenings, great information, and more. And admission is free. The 25th Annual Texarkana Senior Expo, presented by Christus St. Michael Health, has both sponsor and vendor room available. Need more info? TexarkanaSeniorExpo.com.
Get down to business. Tell everyone nothing's off limits. You can have anything you want.
Anything you want with Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, now offering heating and air conditioning too. The Greene team for the best plumbing, heating, air, get it all. One team, 3 generations of local service. Bobby L. Greene, your home team, 6310235. We have it all.
You've heard a lot of remarkable things about the Pearl Restaurant, located at Fern and 70th. In addition to the incredible food and drinks, the Pearl is now open for dinner 7 days a week, plus lunch or brunch on the weekends. The bar opens at 3, the restaurant opens at 4 Monday through Thursday, and it opens at 11 a.m. all weekend long. Amazing Louisiana-style food with flavor profiles unlike anything you'll find in the state. A 47-foot bar serving signature cocktails, spirits, wine, and beer, an unrivaled selection of both raw and cooked oysters. Plus, the Pearl is serving up amazing old-school favorites like burgers and certified Angus steaks, dry-aged and rubbed in their special pearl dust. Both the burgers and steaks are Rogers Hampton approved, which is the most prestigious award that a food can receive. The Pearl Restaurant, 6871 Fern Avenue, right off East 70th. Whether you want an amazing lunch on the weekend or an elegant dinner any day of the week, the Pearl has you covered. Let them treat you right at the Pearl.
Restore me, refuel me, rejuvenate me. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Tiger weather now.
We have enjoyed a slight drop to the humidity. Still plenty of heat to go around, but most of the heat alerts and the heat warnings have pushed on to the west of the state line over in Texas. 70 degrees our low tonight, 92 tomorrow, and mid-90s Thursday and Friday, upper 90s for this weekend. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore at the Weather Channel.
The previous program was paid for by Tim Fletcher. KWKH and K277DO Shreveport, 103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger. Your home for LSU sports, a Town Square Media station.
It's time for the main course with Rogers Hampton. Here's your host, Patrick Netherton.
Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Rogers, you know, one question I did not ask the new Northwestern State President, Jimmy Genovese, and I meant to, and I forgot, and that was, he mentioned he played tennis at Northwestern State, and I meant to ask him if his toughest opponent he ever faced was a wall, but forgot to ask that question. So, you know, it's that's the old, I believe it's a Mitch Hedberg joke. I tried to play tennis, but I couldn't beat the wall. And Northwestern, by the way, their tennis courts, they have one court or actually it's two courts technically. There's a wall in the middle, and then there's courts on either side, so you can just work on, hitting and all that. So basically, just a way for you to practice by yourself.
Yeah, why don't you save that for the first time you actually meet him?
Oh, you think I should have held that off?
Yeah. Let's wait and do that there, not here at my expense.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. We covered a lot of ground, though.
And ask him if he's ever been to dinner but couldn't eat because the family before didn't answer their reservation, so they got to go look for the Dufresne.
Dufresne. Search party of 3.
Party of 2 Dufresne.
That's right. How can you eat at a time like this? There are people missing.
God, he was so
Rogers, there's certain people that for you it's more rock folks, the rock stars that we've lost, the musicians that we've lost. Like Mitch Hedberg was one of those for me. Like that dude was so good.
Oh, I thought about him Saturday at GeekCon when one of the escalators broke.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, well, an escalator can't break. They just become stairs.
That's right. Escalator broken.
But don't tell that to the one...
Escalator temporarily broken. Sorry for the convenience.
Sorry for the convenience, but don't tell the one lady who was halfway up when it broke and she couldn't make it up all the way.
Oh, no. That one elevator is long.
There are circumstances to it, but no, other than that, it was the greatest Mitch Hedberg moment, except for that one poor lady who was halfway up and could not make it up. They had to wait to turn it on so she could get up to the top.
Oh, man.
Because that's a long way.
That one, there's
not just normal stairs from floor to floor.
No.
It's like 3 or 4 floors.
Yeah, it's a 3-floor elevator.
Yeah, it's like a 3-dog night.
Yeah, it's a 3-floor escalator. Basically, it starts on the ground floor and drops you out on the 3rd floor. So it bypasses the 2nd floor because there is not technically a 2nd floor, kinda, at the convention center.
They all have tall ceilings and all that, so that kind of makes it a 2nd floor without it being an official 2nd floor.
Exactly.
But yeah, I did. I stood there in that moment when that was happening, and I hated it was happening because I felt bad for the lady. Sure. But I was like, man, this has got Mitch Hedberg written all over this damn thing.
Yes, it does, my friend. Yes, it does. Escalator broken, temporarily stairs. Sorry for the convenience.
Sorry for the convenience.
Oh, he was so good.
Yeah, he had his demons though.
Oh, he
like
clearly
most comedians do,
Yeah.
like most everyone does. But he had some deep ones. Yeah, he had some deep ones.
Rogers, I was taking Mom to she was just having some lab work done and a EKG, just normal checkup stuff, and the tech that was doing her EKG, I had mentioned to her, and I talk about all the time. Mom is she's an absolute sweetheart. Like she will compliment everything on your body if given the opportunity. Your hair looks great. Those are great earrings. I love your shoes. Like she is. You will feel better about yourself after having a conversation with my mother. The only one that doesn't, Rogers, is me. But everybody else gets to feel better about themselves. But so I was telling the tech that she had dementia, and she's like, we all have dementia. And I'm like, I'm forgetful, but I don't think it's reached clinical levels yet. So, maybe calm down over there, tech. Double J said Pete and repeat, we're in a boat. Yeah, well, that's I could have hit Jimmy Genovese with Pete and repeat, we're in a boat, Rogers. So, I guess I was...
Oh, he's got so much to learn about.
I know. I guess I was on my... And the other good thing, Rogers, is for our halftime interviews, Jason is conducting those. Jason Pugh is conducting those instead of me. So there'll be a little bit more, buttoned up for the halftime interviews. So if you want to hear from him, I'm pretty sure that'll be game 1. At halftime, you'll have a conversation, sit-down conversation between Jason Pugh and the new president. Double J said, do competitive eating contests test for cannabis? Seems like the munchies would be a huge advantage. Yeah, I've got to imagine there's probably they probably test for a few things. I don't know. I feel like the munchies wouldn't be that big of an advantage simply because of the I guess maybe the competitive edge would be sort of diminished.
Well, once you got a little bit full, you're going to sleep.
You're like, okay, bro, like,
hey,
all right,
man,
I'm good.
I'm going to sit over here in this corner.
Right. Like, I don't feel like it would lend yourself to eating 67 hot dogs.
Yeah, you're not going to go faster. You're going to slow down.
You're going to eat like 3 hot dogs and be like, oh, cool, man.
Hey, man,
I'm going
Dave's
to bed.
not here.
Yeah, I'm going to bed now. Let's see if there's banned substances in competitive eating. Competitive eating. All right, let's see here, Rogers. What sort of performance-enhancing drugs would be banned in competitive eating? Let's see. Competitive eating. Oh, there's banned. There's banned. Joey Chestnut banned. Major League Eating. Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything that's like, here are the prohibited drugs or anything. Guy said he used a drug to artificially lower his blood sugar. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But again, I gotta feel like if you're taking some weed, I don't know that would have happened. Chuck said you can tell the new president that you enjoy sausage in your mouth when you come back from commercial breaks. I mean, that's true, Chuck. It's I can't argue with that. And when I'm late coming back to the booth. Like, I can't argue with that. I do enjoy a good sausage in my mouth coming back from break. Double J said Cool Hand Luke took a brown bomber. Brown bomber. I don't even know what that is. Oh, Cool Hand Luke either. So I don't. I'm operating on a limited knowledge base. Hey, don't forget about our friends at Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, 631-0235, 631-0235. Talking about some of the best in the business when it comes to plumbing, heating, and cooling. They've added AC to the list now. So if you've got an air conditioning issue, and obviously the temps are going back up here the next few days, call Bobby L. Greene Plumbing. Got a heating issue, and we're getting ready to get some colder weather in the next couple of months. Call Bobby L. Greene Plumbing. Got a plumbing issue? Call Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, 631-0235, or find them at greenplumbing.com. Discounts for first responders, churches, senior citizens. Just so great to work with. Such really good people, and folks that you will basically keep around for a lifetime. That's how good a job they do. They will not. They will always impress. Their continuing knowledge base is spectacular. They keep on top of the latest trends. They've been doing it for 60 years, and there's a reason why. That's Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, 631-0235, or hit them up on the internet at greenplumbing.com. You can schedule an appointment without ever talking to anyone. And for some people, that's good as gold, being able to schedule an appointment, not having to get on the phone with someone. All right, that's it for us. Big thanks to the Pearl, Shreveport, and Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, and our big thanks to the new Northwestern State President, Jimmy Genovese, for joining us. We'll have that interview up on the YouTube channel here in the next few minutes. For Rogers Hampton, I'm Patrick Netherton. I want everyone to be safe and careful out there. It is going to get hot again, so please be safe, please be careful. Definitely want to make sure that everyone gets back here tomorrow 1 to 3 on the Patrick Netherton Show.